Well, you know what they say.
What do they say, Seth?
Who are you? Welcome to OFFBeat Radio. Today.
Today. It is today.
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 I'm a glass. There's been a terrible curse befallen me.
So you're just
I'm a glass.
Now. That explains why I can just see clear through you.
Yes.
So any plans to change back, or you just...
And I can fill myself with liquids that take up my shape, my volume.
You know, I would argue that a normal human body can kind of do that. Back by popular demand.
There were a lot of demands. This is OFFBeat with Persephone Rose, and there were numerous
riots
demands.
In the streets because I wasn't on the path.
3 different trench-coated men came to my door with like
let you know that your time was numbered. No worries.
There were riots.
No worries.
There were.
You can head out. Thanks for your time, gentlemen.
There were people busting down my door. There was several red sniper dots.
a lot of hate mail.
There was a live horse that someone placed in my bed.
A trained attack horse.
A trained attack horse.
That's horrifying.
Oh. And so that's...
So finally you caved, and
that's why
back
half
into
my
the fold.
face is missing this time.
Half of my glass face.
Half of my glass face. That was the cold open option. We can't reference it. It doesn't exist.
And now it's a lukewarm opening.
It's like the Cold War where we can't declare it was an opening.
Can't talk about it.
We can't. Is that what you think the Cold War was? Can't talk.
The first rule of Cold War
is you don't talk about the Cold War.
That's why they don't teach anything about it. Obviously, we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Shh. Cold War. Shh.
Just
That's what teachers say. When you ask, hey, so like, what was up?
Shh. Hey, listen.
It's Cold War.
Listen. Be cool. Be cool. Hey.
Be chill.
Hey. Welcome back to OFFBeat, mother.
I'm so happy that I'm so fucking funny.
Mother of God. Welcome to OFFBeat with Persephone Rose. You're joined by Persephone Rose and Avi Crits, and Avi's doing a big laugh face like he's got a real big joke.
No, because you said it weird.
Yeah? What did I say?
You said you're joined with Persephone Rose.
You're joined with me and him.
You are irreplaceably joined with us, listener.
Avi.
Our souls are bonded.
Avi Seymour Crits.
Yep.
How was your day?
It was aight.
Nice.
It was aight. I did nothing. My cat woke me up a lot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lots of demands. He knew you were going to be on tonight.
I'm going to actually be real for a second. I stayed up till midnight because I thought Beastars Season 2 was coming out today. It turns out it's tonight at midnight.
What happened that time? So there was a time I just mentioned Beastars around you, and you were convinced I was like unfurling the second season was out, and you got really mad at me.
Well, because you said, I forget, I think it was Walk Run Into Your Bunny Heart, I believe, because we were speaking about Beastars, I think, if memory serves. And you mentioned Season 2 of Beastars, and I'm like, is it out? Because I didn't know the exact date, and I got excited because it was supposed to be like sometime around then.
I don't know why I just thought about legalize it. Beastars. Beastars English dub. Legalize it.
Beastars. Oh, you've seen Beastars?
One of those old commercials. Hi, I'm a citizen, just like you.
We share a lot of legalize it.
Beastars English dub. I don't want to read while I'm eating my microwave burritos. I just want to listen.
What the hell? Oh, I don't know what the...
I just want to listen in a language that I know and that I'm comfortable in.
Don't do this to me. I do that.
Yeah.
I
this
watch
is a direct
dubs.
attack on you.
I watch dubs because sometimes my brain does not process written language, and I should be allowed to be stupid.
Meanwhile,
damn it.
There's my day that went so cool and
yeah. How was your great, sexy day? Persephone Rose and the very good, extremely awesome, sexy day.
Well, it did start with 3 cups of coffee.
It's just up from there, baby.
Interspersed.
It's one after the other. Cool
one
down
for each meal.
Oh, speaking of coffee, I knocked over my entire coffee maker today onto my carpet.
Oh.
So that's where I'm at.
For those who don't know,
I live in an RV, a
So
very small
your
RV.
carpet is 80% of your house.
Yes, I would say so. And I've had to string extension cords all over my house because one full side of my house, the socket, like the electrical outlets no longer work, which is super interesting and fun. So I've had to just have extension cords everywhere. And today I plugged in my coffee and I started it, and so it was already full and hot. And I was walking over to grab something, and I didn't like mind where my feet were going, and I tripped fully over the extension cord and rocketed the coffee maker into the side of my wall and down onto the ground.
Buddy,
And then it happened again. I'm not kidding.
I'm not quite sure what to say on this comedy podcast.
No, and it's funny. Like, objectively, it was very funny, but in the moment, I wanted to punch.
Objectively, I am so funny.
Objectively, when you think about it, when you, like, take a step back, I'm really funny. But yeah, and I don't really know how to express the rage that I felt at the world.
Yes.
And that was fine, because I cleaned it up, and, like, I vacuumed it. I soaked stuff up with towels, so it's okay. But it was the second time.
Yes.
It was the second time I threw the coffee maker at the wall.
Feed me your
on accident.
hate.
What?
Feed me your emotions.
It was fine because it wasn't like full of stuff, so it was just the coffee grounds.
Avi,
But that was still, I knocked over another coffee maker with coffee grounds in it. It was a tough morning. But
Quietly
hey,
looks at the clock.
at least I got one full cup of joe before I threw it on the ground. How was your day, Seth? Tell me how awesome and great your sexy day was.
I wrote today.
Oh, hell yeah.
I decided I'm going to share one concept in
Yes.
case people listen and then also read my original serious works.
Yeah.
So I had the concept of a location. It's Kessel, Minnesota. Mm-hmm. And you know how, like, my work, there's always various different universes?
Yeah.
There, across the universes, there's no other Kessel, Minnesotas. You see, there is one Kessel, Minnesota.
Uh-huh.
That's just like a rift in northern Minnesota.
Bold of you to assume that doesn't exist in Minnesota right now.
I'm not. Hey, a lot of my work does kind of try to blur the lines between realities.
Are
So
you saying there's a rift in time and space in northern Minnesota?
I'm saying that our universe.
Have we checked in on northern Minnesota?
I am saying our universe is factored into this universal like system.
Important.
The universe we are talking in, as well. Hell, Dumpster Dive is factored into this.
Oh,
this
Christ.
series.
Oh, Christ.
That's right. Dumpster Dive, another universe. Who knows?
Who
Wink.
knows?
But yeah, Kessel, Minnesota, and it's just populated by various clones of one Dr. Kessel, who is appearing in an audio drama I'm writing about
love that.
A basically psychedelic high on magic drugs lesbian, just finding her way.
Just doing it.
She gets a sword. It's pretty
Fuck
cool.
yeah, she does.
Yeah.
That sounds so weird. I love it. When you mentioned
Yeah. I'm doing casting calls, or I'm going to when I have the script. Oh, you have the part.
Hit me up. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
But, because obviously with this instrument, when you said you're thinking of a location, my brain went sexy eldritch Arby's. And
Yeah?
I don't entirely know what that means, but I think in our free time we should explore we should have a discussion.
I think we should explore that later because I'm remembering something we talked about.
What in God's name could connect to that?
Well, this was actually one of the things I told Avi beforehand. There were two different things we could talk about, and we're actually going in reverse order. But we started making an apocalyptic universe about. So Avi started making a bartering system for children by numbers in exchange for gallons of Baja Blast. I think we should take it from the start, but.
Yeah, so
I would like to
I
share
didn't just
with
have that thought because that's the thought of a
Welcome to a
not
write-
okay person.
Welcome to a writing session. This is the next HBO original.
Bring it on. Oh God. Oh, Netflix could do something with this.
Honestly,
Netflix could
let's
do
go through
something
it.
with
Let's go
this.
through. So in this universe,
So I forget how we got there, honestly.
so the universe we begin. It's apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
It's like a very Fallout Todd Howard.
2032.
2030. Oh God.
I'm dating it. Yeah.
Ooh.
You know we're
It's
getting there, folks.
2032.
And the
Actually, that
world
makes
is
sense.
running low on Baja Blast, one of the last remaining power
Now-
sources, I assume.
Should we make Baja Blast from the get-go really that much of a power? Because I'm thinking of it as like
it's just Baja Blast. You know that emotional high that you get when you drink Baja Blast. It's that.
I don't. Are you suggesting I get emotionally like positive in a taco?
Everyone does.
Near a Taco Bell?
Everyone does. You get a Baja Blast.
This is the case that I
can instantly throw out your meds.
This is the case that I want to make.
Yeah.
I don't think Baja Blast pre-apocalypse. I think it just is Baja Blast.
Sure.
But I think when the apocalypse starts,
everything
people
else
very
is so
suddenly.
bad.
Let me finish. Suddenly, as though blessed by. Well, first, what caused this apocalypse?
You know, stuff.
Cold
War II.
Cold War II, and no one talked about it. No one talked about the war.
So we didn't learn.
And so none of the soldiers knew who to shoot, and societies just started falling. They started bombing themselves because they didn't know where to put their bombs.
Whoopsies.
And suddenly everyone just torn apart because they didn't know what to do. And then it's the apocalypse. There's radiation from the bombs. It intermingled a little bit with the Baja Blast, but it's kind of in the way that zombies are connected to both magic and science. Where so zombies, there's like usually it's a virus, but in the olden days, zombie was a more undead magical force. With Baja Blast, the intermingling of another chemical made it kind of remember.
See, I do.
The blast part of it.
Baja Blast pretty good. I will say I do like the idea of sort of like a sci-fi mystical aspect of the Baja Blast, but I really think that it's just normal Baja Blast. And listen to me. Okay. Let me talk. Here's the thing. So, right now, Baja Blast is pretty good, right?
Yes.
But we have so many other luxuries that I think we've become desensitized to feeling good a lot of the time. So the emotional uplift, like the serotonin that we get from a Baja Blast, is then just kind of outnumbered by like going home and watching a TV show that you really like, or a really good food, or hanging out with friends. But this universe presupposes.
I am hooked because I have something I need to ask.
Yeah, sure. But I think in this post-apocalyptic world after Cold War II, everything is so bad.
Is it called Cold War II?
Yes.
Cool.
Everything is so bad. And you have so little joy left. You know, you're feeling very distant. So the only happiness that you can get, any kind of joy that you can achieve, comes through drinking Baja Blast. And most people, I assume, have some sort of Baja Blast carrying apparatus that they can then take a sip from when they need to feel happy. You know those backpacks with the water cases in them?
Okay, I'm going to stop you just
I'm sorry, I don't mean
Are you suggesting...
Yeah.
Baja Blast, because basically it's a source of pure like joy and love. Are you saying Baja Blast is the power of love? This also makes so much sense on why I keep imagining there are people who misuse it.
Okay,
I need you to get
No, shut up.
I need you to get off the floor because
Shut the fuck up. I want to know what the fuck these Baja Blast bandits are like. Wait.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that. I was about to get into that. I'm imagining in every apocalypse thing, there's the people with like the
Mad Max,
and there's like wires and shit going to some kind of like backpack.
Have they put the Baja Blast into their veins?
What I'm thinking is like, they respiratize it, so it like.
Do they vape it?
Yes.
They vape.
Basically, they have a big rig. It's like a diesel-powered backpack.
The most environmentally friendly.
No, it's not.
This is my diesel-powered vape rig.
My diesel-powered backpack vape rig. It's like that episode of iCarly where Spencer had the big battery for jogging.
Yes.
But instead, it's like full of Baja Blast and it's being fully processed. And It's okay. It's like made into like a vape. That way it lasts longer. So it's just like a mist constantly going through.
I think they're delirious with happiness.
And I think what they do is they get like really wicked strong, and they can like crush walls when they huff Baja Blast and like become very powerful.
Is it because of how happy they are?
But it's like highly addictive because like they need to know this joy, and like.
Yeah.
No, here's the thing. It's regular Baja Blast, but huffing Baja Blast gives you the strength of like 100 horses.
Has anyone tried to huff Baja Blast yet? I need the data. I'll be right back.
And so the bandits.
Gotta get some Baja Blast and fucking inhale it.
So I'm assuming the bandits aren't constantly huffing it, but they're doing it right before every fight, every break-in. It's very
Yeah. And I think otherwise they just
and
drink it.
So
they drink it like a red-blooded American man.
No, they huff it. It's still huffed.
No. But that's their power up. They drink it to feel joy. That's like the consistent, and then the power up is huffing it.
So you can consume Baja Blast in various different ways for various different results.
Yes.
What are you about to
Nothing.
say? Okay. I wanted to say though, it also definitely, if you're constantly huffing for power ups,
you get
big.
Yes.
You get enormous. There are like 12-foot tall people going around ripping through their clothes.
Go in that direction, but sure.
Just like
I was gonna say, you build up like an immunity to it, so you have to huff more and more to maintain that level.
And at some point, you're like taking out entire like Baja Blast trucks.
Because the one thing still going on in this post-apocalyptic world is trucking.
What we should also mention is Taco Bell survived Cold War II.
True,
and
they were warm.
The CEO, let me get his name.
Oh yeah,
who's the CEO of Taco Bell? Take a guess.
Todd Cobell. Do you get it?
Motherfucker, it's Mark King, and he's marking his name.
Well, he's marking it.
So Mark King.
He left a mark on the world.
Oh, and he's
the king of the ruined world.
He's also a new CEO. He only joined August 5th, 2019. And he's ambitious.
Put into motion.
As the Cold War II happens, it's 2032 is when it happens.
Did Mark King do Cold War II?
Now here's the thing, we haven't discussed what caused Cold War II.
I think it was an inside job. I think Mark King orchestrated. He's pulling the strings.
I'm imagining you see like a Taco Bell commercial and he's just smiling like, Taco Bell, we have tacos, or whatever their motto is. Yeah. And then like he's smiling, he goes off the stage, he leaves the cameras, he's like still smiling, and then slowly the smile falls, he straightens his tie, he walks into like his office, and there are just screens all over the walls, and just
he's got cameras in the White House.
And one of the cameras is very much just a feed of the Oval Office.
Yes.
And he's just like, it's all coming together.
My grand plan.
I'll make you proud, father.
Was his father the other CEO?
His father...
It's passed down through generations.
I was trying to think of a funny thing for the Mark King. There's some kind of joke. But
he's the Mark King of the ruined world.
But what's his father's name?
No. Here's what it is. So, society has collapsed, right? Taco Bell is the only surviving corporation or any kind of organization.
Which we also learned because they did this. They did this.
They orchestrated this. So he becomes rich because suddenly Baja Blast becomes the most coveted thing in the world.
Absolutely.
So he's making bank.
Instead of water towers, there are Baja Blast towers.
You can come and fill your cup
there are many
at that
burglaries
stream.
of those.
There are now streams of Baja Blast in the wild.
No.
But that's contaminated. You don't drink that.
I do like the idea of contaminated Baja Blast. I want to say they do not let it. It is contained, and you have to buy. Steal.
I feel like just as there were water bandits, I think there's Baja Blast bandits that go and try to liberate Baja Blast for the people.
But there is Baja Blast that has been corrupted.
Yeah, which is a trap. Don't drink it.
Well, what would that be called? Is it a Baja Blast?
Baja.
Yeah.
Baja Nasty. No, that's not it.
What's the opposite of a blast? That's like explosion out.
Fizzle.
Wait.
What's like
what's Baja?
Not implode.
It's Baja place.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. I don't know.
Okay, Baja California is a Mexican state.
What?
Baja may refer to many different places. So okay.
Wait, back up.
Okay.
Say that again.
It's a Mexican state.
Baja California?
Yes. That's what the Google box is saying. It says Baja California, a Mexican state on the Baja California Peninsula.
Okay, I guess. Okay.
But let me hit you with this name. Let me hit you with the name. There's Baja Blast, and then there's the dark material Cuban Fizzle.
Let's discuss the implications of Cold War II and Cuban Fizzle.
Oh, we're going full circle.
It's all connected.
Can this just be a new bit?
I really like this. Can we get news flashes from that universe? Like breaking news, like something has happened to the Baja Blast water tower in Connecticut.
The war between Baja Blast and Cuban Fizzle is a hard one because you think the Baja Blast bandits, which by the great
really good.
You'd think they're like a big threat, and they certainly are by comparison. But when you counter a Cuban Fizzle, I'm trying to think what the Cuban Fizzle Mafia. I like Wretch.
I think they're just kind of wandering the wasteland because they have ingested too much Cuban Fizzle, and that whatever kind of contaminants.
And Cuban Fizzle is definitely like a black liquid with like purple lining, right?
Yes,
like it's
obviously it's like
a almost iridescent, but it's too pitch dark.
Something in Cold War II happened that like something with groundwater, right? Messed with something with groundwater that then mixes with any Baja Blast that falls onto the ground.
I think Cuban Fizzle is made of the sorrow of fighting a war that you never knew about.
I think that's a metaphor for it, sure.
Yeah.
But it's really contaminated Baja Blast. We have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, it is super radioactive.
Super radioactive, and that's why the people who drink it eventually turn into these just like shambling monsters. So it is slightly zombie apocalypse, which I do appreciate.
I do like that. I imagine they're more than zombies, though. I imagine like every one of them's almost unique. Like their limbs start extending, and they're just these horrors.
Yes, of course.
But hey, what is their intelligence level? Or do you think they like get stupider, or are they burdened by too much knowledge and they're just alone?
See, I think I do not think their intelligence increases.
Maybe stays the same.
I think it's slightly Last of Us-esque of like they're just kind of wandering until they smell the Baja Blast on the horizon, and then they will attack whoever they need to attack to get the Baja Blast.
Do they want Baja Blast or do they want Cuban Fizzle?
Baja Blast.
Cuban Fizzle made them that.
Yeah,
I guess no one really wants.
No one wants Cuban Fizzle, but they were trying to drink Baja Blast.
I don't want a drink called Cuban Fizzle so much.
And it's got to be purple, and it's got to be kind of gross. But here's the thing, and a lot of people have been like questioning this. I've gotten a lot of emails and queries about it. Is Cuban Fizzle purposely created by the government, or pardon me, by Mark King? Because there is an aspect of don't drink every Baja Blast you see.
I searched Cuban Fizzle, and Cuban Fizzle Crisis Facebook page with absolutely no information, no pictures. So they're a band. I think they're from the future.
They have some kind of prophetic vision, or they're like the most popular band in this.
Okay, that's what. Okay. 2032 is when that's all going down. Let's fast forward to like 2120. Like everything's decimated. Humanity is
pretty bad.
Broke themselves down. Mark King is like immortal, but he's like this old, wretched, like he's kind of Cuban fizzled.
Yeah.
And like he's like corrupted, and he's like
the side of his face.
He's basically the last human, and he's like on a mountain or some shit, and he's seeing what he's done to humanity.
On his pile of tacos. Yeah.
And when he cries his final cries, it's a very melodic scene, and many of like the wretches, because there are so many in number now, look up and they see it, and that's the first time they're exposed to music.
Wow.
And so they begin to sing and they howl, and that's the only noise left, because all human life is dead. And then through music.
See, I'm not following you. I don't think this one has a happy ending.
I'm not saying happy. I'm not saying happy.
Or even like beautiful. I really have to say, I will say, I do like the idea of the wretches being able to like copy noise, because that's interesting. And I do like that, and that's horrifying. Which I also really love the horror aspect of like someone cries out,
I hate
and then
how
that repeats.
If you
follows from wretch to wretch, so some people send messages through them.
If you replace the Baja Blast and Taco Bell branding, this is a genuine apocalypse story.
Yeah, no, we've really gotten into it. I'm really proud of that. But I will. Can we talk about how cool the thing I just said was?
Yeah, please repeat it.
So, okay, the horror aspect of like a wretch attacking you for your Baja Blast, and you make a noise like ah, and then that wretch repeats the noise, and then the next wretch repeats the noise, and then it continues on. So you could just hear a human cry from somewhere and think someone's in trouble, and then you've just been led into a pack of wretches. Alternatively, you can send messages through them. You can like yell something and it'll pick up and beat. Though I didn't mean to steal that, but that is Hunger Games. I didn't mean to steal that.
I was gonna say tamed wretches. Right? You wouldn't be tamed. It would be a very like Walker situation.
It's like a Walking Dead, like cut off their jaw and arm situation,
and like chain them up.
Yeah.
Do you think a wretch has well, they need to drink Baja Blast.
Yeah.
I think they grow more mouths.
Sure, so you
I
have
think-
to be really careful about it. You don't want to touch them.
I'm thinking it's like they get these, they're like all lanky and elongated, and they're covered in mouths, and it's this symbol of like greed and hunger, but even though they keep feeding, they're not gaining from it.
And I will say, like, I do think that this was part of Mark King's plan. I do think the wretches were purposeful, I will say.
Do you think they were purposeful, or do you think that was just kind of a side effect? Because I'm sure he didn't want to become a wretch in the end.
And I don't think he wanted to, but I think he saw it as a way to keep the lower class down.
Oh my god. See, no,
No, here, it's a threat, if anything.
I think for sure it would have been more in the, you know how there's kind of an apocalypse thing if there's also like a corporate faction.
Yes.
Like that's really all he's doing is like trying to take that. I think the wretches and the Cuban fizzle, I think that came from somewhere else.
I feel like it's a byproduct of capitalism.
It's definitely a byproduct. That was Cuban fizzle. Do we want to go more science or magic?
Science.
Science.
There's no magic in this. This is all science.
There's no magic in this world. Magic wouldn't let this happen.
It's all science. This is nothing magic did. I will say that I do think the radiation from the orchestrated...
Certainly didn't help.
So I think that impacted Cuban Fizzle significantly, I will say. I think that is what caused it. Any kind of Baja Blast, especially any Baja Blast that they've stored in, like, reservoirs or anything.
And, you know, Taco Bell, they do have that controversy of putting their reservoirs right next to these nuclear waste facilities.
No, hey, bombs back and forth causes radiation in the ground. Fuck you. This is scientific. So I will say that, yeah, the reservoirs, and I do think Cuban Fizzle was purposeful. Maybe not the creation of it, but the distribution of it, definitely.
No, I want to ask you this. Baja
Bad.
Baja Blast freeze.
Yes. That's only in the northern hemisphere.
That's very up north. That's like
so
ooh,
I'm
Baja Blast freeze slows down the wretches. I almost called them wraiths.
Right, that's also good. Here's what I'm thinking.
There's wretches and there's wraiths.
Here's what I'm thinking. This is only happening in America.
Everywhere else is Wait,
is fine.
who are we at war with?
Yes.
Cuba.
No.
That's a little too real.
That's not great.
That's a little too real.
It's a little too real.
That's a little too close.
It's Cold War II because no one knows who we're fighting, but it was all orchestrated.
So you're saying
it was orchestrated by Mark King, so we're not fighting anyone. You said it yourself. We accidentally bombed ourselves. There was never any other country we were at war with.
I did technically say that.
There was never any other. It was just us, and we were
the same
alone
thing
now.
that fooled me is what fooled America. Too.
Exactly. You fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker.
God.
This was Mark King's fault.
This was Mark King's plan from the start.
He did this, and I feel like, yeah, everywhere else is fine.
Everyone else is totally fine.
And they all just kind of went, okay, we're gonna back up. This needed to happen.
Everyone built a wall around America, and now it's just this awful coliseum. Ooh, that's the thing.
So good.
They can't leave the continent because the ocean is salt water, and that makes them thirstier. And then they really want, and they just die way quicker.
Oh wow, you're right.
So I feel like the death of a wraith or
It's a wretch, please.
Or a wretch. Wraiths are definitely their boss
Wraiths
form.
can fly. I don't know how wraiths can fly.
There's wretches. I think when they die, it's almost like a small explosion because they're still like a. But wraiths are several wretches that like clump together like a rat king, and they like grow.
And also they can fly.
And they can fly. They can definitely fly. Wraiths lead wretches because
Yes.
they know that that wraith has lived long enough. It is drinking enough Baja Blast. And
Yeah, and I think
that's
they can
how
also
trickle down
lead
economics work.
lead them and try to bring more of them into its form.
Oh, wait, the trickle downers are like what people like call like the hordes of
Trickle downers.
of wretches following a wraith.
Trickle down economics.
And so
economics.
it's a very scary thing because there's a wraith. Wretches are bad enough, but there's an entire wraith.
Yeah. Exactly.
Ooh. One trickle downer tribe runs into another trickle downer tribe. Do you think the wraiths like fight? Because I think they don't like another wraith existing.
I think they're selfish.
Very territorial.
Yes. Yeah.
I think there's not enough intelligence left for it to be a selfish
and
thing.
I think wraiths are kind of
Wait.
I think they're pretty like unique, and I would say there aren't that many of them.
Okay, so I want to go back to something I just accidentally just said without thinking.
Yeah.
So I said they don't have enough like intelligence to be selfish. Morality-wise, are they evil if they're not intelligent enough? Or is this just pure instinct, the way, a tiger eats someone?
Are we talking about wraiths or wretches?
Wretches, and both.
Wretches, I would say, are more mindless. I think wraiths do have some intelligence and do have enough intelligence to lead. And to collect and to deceive, I would say.
Okay. I like this dichotomy.
But I think wraiths are very rare.
Very rare, very rare. That's why.
And that's why territorial, they're pretty far apart most of the time, so they don't have a lot of turf wars.
The Wraith War of 2053, though. It's very Clash of Titans.
Exactly. Now let's discuss this, because I don't have a full grasp on the kind of population sizes. How many humans are left? And what does that look like across the country? Where are human pockets? How many people?
We got a lot of people, and people fuck a lot.
That's true. But what would you think the ratio is of, like, wretches to people?
Ooh. Okay, Cuban Fizzle isn't that common. I think it's a rare. Very, like, I don't know, I want to say it's like in the southern hemisphere, like it started in Florida.
It definitely started in Florida.
Like, it started in Florida, and that's like
next to the NASA site.
I don't know what that is.
NASA?
Well, I know a NASA.
NASA?
Is NASA located in Florida?
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't it? I'm going to Google that.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's in...
Okay. Florida is definitely the hive, but that... I think because wretches themselves are also... Wretches are mindless, but still very strong, so I think there's a low number of them, too, and that's why wraiths are a much bigger deal, too, because it's their accumulations.
Exactly. I want to say that...
We never got to the thing where that actually started this, is we were talking about child trading.
Yeah, wait.
You made a child trading system for...
what was it? Was it 3.5 children?
3.5 children for 1 gallon, and that's how they get you, is with the 0.5.
So you have to round up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's basically the... well, that makes it really sad now. Because who do you trade
Are you
with?
saying it wasn't previously
It was sad before, but now tying it into, like, the aspects of capitalism is very not great.
Are you saying this was not already tied in with capitalism?
I'm not saying... no, listen. Because who do you trade the children with? You know?
Ooh.
Is it, like, executives from Taco Bell?
I'm thinking... Listen. You actually are rarely buying from Taco Bell. They just distribute it. They get money from whoever, like, I guess the high class of the apocalypse is. And then it just kind of... The Baja Blast moves from there.
That's true.
And I think because Baja Blast is used for, like, illegal powers and such, like, mega jumping and big strength.
Big strength, of course.
That's why it's, like, children. And children naturally produce Baja Blast.
In this new world...
The radiation has changed their genes.
They cry Baja Blast.
Their genes have been altered.
Exactly. Now they're Baja. Now they're just being farmed.
And what we don't know is it's actually a different flavor. It's a Diet Baja Blast, and that's the cure to Cuban Fizzle.
Wow. I will say that I had a separate thought about the elite among this, the elite humans. So Mark King and his inner circle.
Sorry.
Yes.
Baja Blast Zero.
Baja Blast Zero.
That's what it's called.
There it is, of course, which is the cure to Cuban Fizzle.
And produced naturally by the children of this generation.
Yes, of course, which we, not Zoomers, we have to come up with a new...
That's going to be a new one.
We're gonna come up with it.
The anointed ones.
I'm just imagining a baby getting baptized... in Baja Blast.
Okay, what would that do? What would that do in this world?
I feel like it's an Achilles in the River Styx situation. Where, like, wherever the Baja Blast touches the bare skin, you become invulnerable.
If you are a newborn baby with, like, the soft flesh of a baby, and you are dipped into...
I think if you're left to soak.
If you are just left to soak in Baja Blast for a night, you will grow a hard chitinous armor. And that
it also means you can never feel love.
And that creates yet a new creature.
Which are extremely rare, because I think the elite have the most armored babies.
They have the armored babies that keep them safe from the wretches and the wraiths.
Exactly. They have like a fucking army. of armored
Not an arm. It's like a few sentinels, but oh boy,
like bodyguards, sort of.
I am imagining.
Everyone,
okay,
like,
so
no, shut up. Every important Taco Bell executive gets assigned 2 armored chitinous babies.
that's a lot of chitinous babies.
How many executives are there at Taco Bell?
Okay, hang on. Taco Bell executives, are they all in on this?
I think yes, but there's an inner circle. So like, I think executives just executives completely get that kind of immunity and protection. But I think Mark King and a couple of his buddies really pulled. They hold the purse string. They are the masterminds behind this whole situation.
Doesn't seem like anything's Taco Bell CEO and key executive team.
Yeah, so they get assigned
wow.
babies.
It's a short list. It doesn't have a number, but I could name them off.
I want a number. How many executives?
1, 2, 3. And this is counting Mark King.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15.
15. The inner 15.
The inner 15, they all have some sort of jewelry that identifies them as such.
The pentahedron. I'm trying to. What would 15
A ring.
be?
They have like a ring that has the Taco Bell, the bell.
I was gonna say, and it's a 15-sided ring. You know, not 15 sides.
No. They just have a ring that has the bell on it. And that's
No,
how
okay.
you know.
There's
It's
something I want to go back
bright
to.
gold. Yes.
So the armored you kept referring to them as babies. I imagine when you baptized them, they grew. But are you imagining they just stay babies? Answer carefully.
Yeah.
So they're still babies.
But they have the kind of battle awareness that they need.
So they're kind of a smaller warrior.
I think they grow, but it takes a really long time.
Oh damn!
Like, because
why are the executives going to use them? They're just going to hire bandits.
Well, you can't really. I mean, I guess you can, but you can't trust them. You don't know what they're.
You go
babies
for
we have
marauders.
grown. They have fully shaped these armored babies that will then grow. Yes, they should grow, but I think it's very slow because the chitin is really hard to grow a lot of, and they need regular supplies of Baja Blast to ensure they're healthy.
They reach maturity in 3 years, but they are shaped almost exactly like an 8-foot-tall lobster.
That's awful.
I think that's their trade-off.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Because they grow fast, but they're shaped like a lobster, and...
Do you think it's like lobsters where they can't stop growing?
Ooh.
It just takes
It depends
a really
on
long
if
time.
you continue feeding them the blast.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Okay. Now...
There have been...
A chitin baby...
Yeah.
Who's exposed to Cuban fizzle.
I was gonna say, no, we were on the same page here. Have there ever been any assassination attempts with Cuban fizzle on any of the members of the inner circle?
I'm imagining like a sniper bullet that's like, it's like a canister full of fizzle.
No. It's some little like pill that someone drops into somebody else's Baja Blast.
To get them all from the inside.
Bring me my evening Baja Blast! I require...
Boiled to perfection.
Boiled to perfection, I require libation! Ah, yes, thank you.
And then over the next few nights, the change sets in.
The change happens, yeah. I think it's immediate.
I like the drama of it being slower just because you know what it is. Like, everyone knows what a wretch is.
That's true. It's kind of like, oh, you're bit sort of a deal.
Yeah, you've been exposed. You drank the fizzle.
Gotcha. Then would this member of the inner circle hide that because he
I
doesn't
think
want to lose?
he would hide it. He would maybe. A lot of these people are old. Maybe this is. I was gonna name one of them.
Yeah, damn.
This is Frank Tucker, Chief People Officer.
Name check. Fuck.
He gets his.
And now this is what 2032, so he's older.
Yeah, he's got his boiled Baja, his boiled Blast, and then, like he starts like breaking out, and like he's like, oh, I'm gonna stay in.
Acne is a big sign of becoming a wretch.
Well, think of the kind of people who drink Baja Blast a lot.
Fuck off. Yeah. Okay.
That means everyone's got terror. Oh god, everybody's
this is the wisest
kidneys
assassin.
are so hurting right now.
Oh, they're awful. The act of
kidney stones.
The act of pissing is like a flamethrower.
There are full cities made of the kidney stones.
Weaponized Baja Blast piss. I think the bandits are using this a lot.
All the time, yeah. I think I also would like to go back to a thing I said because it's very funny. Cities have been built upon all of the kidney stones.
Oh.
It's extremely funny, and I'm proud.
Do you think
of
people
myself.
make armor of their kidney stones?
Yes. Because they're everywhere. You can just stop by the side of the road and pick up some kidney stones.
You should use your own kidney stones, I think. That's a little,
Okay, what are the courting rituals like in this new world? Do you gift someone a necklace made of your kidney stones?
Now, keep in mind, this is 2032.
Yeah.
And, like, I
think society
know
will
how
have changed
far.
enough by then.
Would it?
Yeah.
I think it would be, like, you give them, like... I feel like it would be the nice thing, like Baja Blast themed, but...
No, I think it's... Because, okay. No, shut up. Here. You are a peasant out in the Midwest, let's say.
In Kansas, which has been obliterated.
Decimated. Even more than usual. But yeah, okay, so you're
There
a
was a
peasant.
wraith attack there
you
recently.
You are a dust farmer, or whatever the fuck people do for food and sustenance.
Farm...
They scam calls. Everyone does scam calls. Everyone...
I was going, like, everyone's got a chicken. Everyone's got a chicken. You
No.
just eat a lot of eggs.
No. I think everyone is able to...
Oh, Kansas is full of, like, carrots and wheat.
It's wheat, I think.
Corn?
Corn is... I guess? I have no idea.
Who grows carrots? I feel like that was wrong.
That wasn't it. Yeah, no,
that's
that's too
not it.
dry. It's too dry for carrots, I think. What the fuck do I know, though? But imagine this. Okay, you're a peasant in Kansas, growing whatever, and working at the spam call factory.
Yes.
Because everyone has that job.
Who were they calling? It's an apocalypse.
Yeah.
I think we got to go back to the drawing board on this one. That's okay.
I think that's a funny idea, but whatever. But okay,
okay.
I haven't even gotten to the thing yet. You are a peasant. You are a peasant farmer in Kansas, and you want to propose to this girl because you know you love her.
Yes.
You know you love her.
Of course.
But you don't have the money to buy a ring.
Now, are people buying rings in this apocalypse?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like society will change, but out of necessity, because I mean, there's no rings anymore. You remember a time when people would propose with rings, but you don't know where to access one. The only rings left are like ones passed down through
Yeah, it feels
generations.
like that's like a thing that would have died out.
would have died out, and the only rings left are that passed down from like your grandma or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And grandmas, as we all know, have been totally dissolved. The
no,
old
grandmas
are weak.
have become empowered. They were being held back, and the Baja Blast.
That most grandmas did end up becoming the leaders of various bandit societies.
Because finally, this society gave them the freedom to drink all the Baja Blast they wanted and go fucking ape shit on everybody.
I am now imagining just like various large men being led by an even larger grandma who's been huffing the blast. Giant smoke mask.
Yeah, like a big gas mask. But what I'm saying is you make her jewelry out of your own kidney stones that you expel from your body.
Bullets could be replaced with kidney stones.
That's true. Oh, yeah. Like rock salt.
And then it's like you carve the name of the person you're trying to shoot
What
in.
carat is this kidney stone?
Man.
It's so good. Oh, wow. This is
Let's talk about kidney stones caused by Cuban fizzle.
Oh, those are bad.
They're just spiders.
Well, no. What if they're really pretty? I will say the kidney stones that come from wretches are really, I would say, beautiful and rare. They're like gemstones, but they're very difficult to get a hold of.
Especially because the kidney stones actually graft to their like downstairs, and it's just like
No.
You know how like a mermaid's bra.
No, what I'm thinking.
But over the-
No, what I'm thinking is you never know. That's the thing. You can never really be sure if the wretch you're about to fight has a kidney stone in it.
Oh.
Chances are pretty good, but you never know, and
kinda
it
like a
could be
loot drop.
dangerous. It's like a loot drop, so you have to kill them and then rummage around in there and see if you can find it.
And as we all know, when you kill a wretch, I did
It's
say
nasty.
earlier. I did
They
say
blow
earlier
up.
they explode. They blow.
Yeah,
up.
so it's easier to root through, but you still got to find it and get on it.
And there are a lot of spiders in them.
There are a lot of spiders, and it's generally
That's
pretty
unrelated.
icky. Yeah, that's just a separate issue.
Oh. What's the wildlife like in this world?
So dead.
That's what I'm thinking. There
I
can't be
think
much.
a lot of underground creatures are probably fine.
Uh-huh.
So you got your worms, you got your bugs, you got your gophers, you got your giraffes, and
You know,
underground
in America.
giraffes. You know, I think that there are plenty of animals that have escaped from zoos and are going fucking buck wild. There are lions somewhere.
There is at least one ape that has learned how to get a hold of Baja Blast, and because of it can now speak.
Yeah. That's actually the wise sage that you go and visit on like the top of the mountain.
But when you're doing the main quest line in this universe you,
have
wake
to
up
go
in.
talk to the gorilla. Yeah.
I was thinking ape, but a gorilla. Now, a gorilla also works. No, okay.
Chimpanzee.
Let me pitch this. Orangutan.
They do look like wise sages.
Just
I
like,
will accept that.
They look like they're always like about to stroke their chin
And cast a fucking spell. Yeah. But I think, so there are roving bands of wolves. Just
I'm
out
gonna
and
say
about.
roving bands of apes.
That's horrifying. No, but I think because wolves, I think there are wolves.
So what we're saying is wolves are unaffected by the Baja Blast crisis.
And I have to find, because here's the thing.
Oh, would wolves be affected by this?
I think wolves that live near the nuclear fallout would, but maybe further away they're fine.
Uh-huh.
Because, I mean, maybe they're like a little bit affected, but I think, well, once you get more out towards like, because where did the nukes hit? That's where we really have to determine. Was it Midwest or was it on one of the coasts? I would say East Coast because that's where the center of that's where like the central government is mostly located.
Yes.
Like federal government. I would say that Taco Bell probably had the government nuke itself in DC. And that's where most of it happened.
I feel like we can't say this on the
This
radio.
feels kind of, this is not illegal.
Can I just mention, we've been talking about this for 50 minutes.
We have built a rich tapestry. I think East Coast is pretty decimated.
Yeah.
For sure.
East Coast, gone.
Gone.
West Coast,
wiped off the map. Fine. Not
I think
fine.
California is
Bad.
gone. But Oregon and up,
I wouldn't say good.
not
but
good. Oh, no
definitely-
one's good. No one's good.
Less affected and
Let me get
more
one thing
wildlife.
clear about this universe.
No
one
one's
in
good.
America is good.
But I would say the nuclear damage ended at the American border everywhere. So it just didn't happen anywhere else.
There's like some splash down into Mexico, and then
And they're like,
just
nope, back on up there. Yeah, so I would say
Some into Canada, and they were like, oh,
oh no.
I gotta set boundaries, eh?
And good for you, Canada. Set those boundaries. But I will
Are there
say,
any other countries we're bordering?
I think that's it, right?
Cuba's offended that we kind of took their name for Cuban Fizzle.
That's
They're like,
not great.
But they're also like, well, they've also annihilated themselves.
That's fine. You just do your own thing. But so I would say that West Coast is like there's more natural wildlife and there's more kind of I would say more society.
Oh, I just realized. So if the like Pacific Northwest is
Yeah.
fairly intact, but
Yeah.
still like affected by nuclear fallout,
Yeah.
the chances of some sort of Bigfoot thing happening is like really, really high.
Actually, interesting fact. Bigfoot is just a dude out there doing his thing, but it's because of,
It's the wise orangutan,
it's the no. This is the wise orangutan's cousin,
of course.
who's just a dude, I guess.
No.
Wandering around.
They're brothers.
They're brothers. And maybe he time travels, and then he time traveled back to when somebody saw Bigfoot.
Okay, so both the orangutans are like, their zoo is like been abandoned, and finally someone breaks the bars open because
Yeah.
like the animals are working together,
Yeah.
and like they're both thinking about their different paths, and like they know they need to travel together, but they end up splitting up, and one goes down the path of light, one down the path of darkness.
Which is which? Do we ever know?
Knowledge is darkness, but light is the absence of knowledge.
And this is the spin-off series. We found it.
This is it. This is. Come on.
Excuse me, Taco Bell, if you would like to license this movie,
If you would
go
like
ahead and
license
email
this
me.
movie about your company destroying the nation as we know it, Mark King, you can star.
I know you've been doing a lot of like oh, look at these like cheesy fries like movie trailers.
Yeah, we don't like potatoes.
You know those like you know how they got Joe Keery on that new trailer, like a fun cinematic trailer for Taco Bell. If you want a full feature length series or movie, just let me know and I can help head write this. So just let me know. I can't give you money, or produce this film.
Other than like people reaching out to us, like I think we did it.
We did it.
We just made a universe.
We did it. So I think next steps here focus on characters. Because we got who do we want to play Mark
I like that
King?
you want to come back to this.
I would love to revisit this because I think we've created I hit my step count for today. I think we
You're sitting.
I know. I think we've struck a rich vein of Baja Blast gold. I think we need to follow this. We need to chase this because I think it has real legs.
We need to chase this misty Baja cloud.
Yeah. This dream upon dreams, and I think we need to really follow this and maybe craft some sort of narrative through which we can license a young adult book series.
I did accidentally say when the end was, which was when Mark King is like the last living human and dies, which is like 2120 or something.
Which I think is important, and maybe we should. I kind of want to come back to that because that seems a bit like highbrow for Hollywood, where it's like a lot to think about. And these YA books, series, and movies, you need to kind of have like a satisfying ending. The Hunger Games didn't get the memo. Drag, but I think we can definitely workshop that because I do like the idea of immortality being somehow connected to Baja Blast. I do like that.
The electric snake isn't going at full force, but we can survive.
Bring it on, motherfucker. I'll throw hands.
As you keep talking about production.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there's a lot to work with here, and I think we can start casting pretty soon.
All right.
So do we want Mark King to play himself? Is the real question. Can he act?
We can get Mark King an acting coach.
I don't know, because if we get him an acting coach, that's great, but he'll need more prep time, and that's fine. But if we want to jump on this train,
the funniest thing, is I was super like.
I know
attempting to end this episode.
Oh no!
You're just going further
right
into
past
the casting.
No, I need to think about this because he'll have time to prep, but we need a seasoned actor to play this villain, which we have to write some really good. We have maybe a musical number. We have so much to think about. I'm throwing in Keanu Reeves.
Not as a main character.
Maybe he's the wise old orangutan. Get him in some CGI.
Can we do that? We make him the orangutan, but there is inexplicably a cast member who is meant to be a human but is played by an orangutan.
Yes, it's kind of subverting expectations.
I like it.
I need a good shout for Mark King. I need like a good who's good at playing evil. Maybe Oscar Isaac. Pedro Pascal's really big right now.
I liked what we did here today.
I think we did a lot of really productive work.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And that's that.
You can go now.
You can go ahead.
I was going to clean up.
Yeah. I was actually I'm a little drained right now. If you can just go ahead.
I'm a little drained. If
you can just go home, that'd be cool.
God,
do you need a ride or
talk
anything?
About someone who can't take a hint. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, seriously. Okay. It's been great.
It's been really great.
We got to do this again sometime soon.
Avi, can you play something on Netflix like mid-season?
Yeah. I'll go start.
God damn.
Yeah. So like, when were you thinking of leaving?
Oh, I got work early tomorrow.
Yeah. Your meter might run out. Actually.